Man lives in a world of surmise, of mystery, of uncertainties. The deepest urge in human nature is the desire to be important. Every great advance in science has issued from a new audacity of imagination. Education is not preparation for life. Education is life itself. We do not learn from experience. We learn from reflecting on experience. Failure is instructive. The person who really thinks learns quite as much from his failures as from his successes. Arriving at one goal is the starting point to another. We're all instructors to realize that the quality of mental process, not the production of correct answers, is the measure of educative growth. Something hardly less than a revolution in teaching would be worked. One lives with so many bad deeds on one's conscience and some good intentions in one's heart. Man is not logical, and his intellectual history is a record of mental reserves and compromises. He hangs on what he can in his old beliefs even when he is compelled to surrender their logical basis. Luck, bad if not good, will always be with us. But it has a way of favoring the intelligent and showing its back to the stupid. Hunger not to have, but to be. By object is meant some element in the complex whole that is defined in abstraction from the whole, of which it is a distinction. For in spite of itself, any movement that thinks and acts in terms of an ism becomes so involved in reaction against other isms that it is unwittingly controlled by them. For it then forms its principles by reaction against them, instead of by a comprehensive, constructive survey of actual needs, problems, and possibilities. Art is the most effective mode of communications that exists. The belief that all genuine education comes about through experience does not mean that all experiences are genuinely or equally educative. 3.0's time and memory are true artists. They remold reality nearer to the heart's desire. The self is not something ready-made, but something in continuous formation through choice of action. Anyone who has begun to think places some portion of the world in jeopardy. Education, therefore, is a process of living and not a preparation for future living. The good man is the man who, no matter how morally unworthy he has been, is moving to become better. Skepticism, the mark and even the pose of the educated mind. To find out what one is fitted to do and to secure an opportunity to do it is the key to happiness. Just as a flower which seems beautiful and has color but no perfume, so are the fruitless words of the man who speaks them but does them not. Nature is the mother and the habitat of man, even if sometimes a stepmother and an unfriendly home. We only think when we are confronted with problems. Such happiness as life is capable of comes from the full participation of all our powers in the endeavor to wrest from each changing situation of experience its own full and unique meaning. To me, faith means not worrying. No man's credit is as good as his money. The path of least resistance and least trouble is a mental rut already made. It requires troublesome work. Undertake the alternation of old beliefs. Without some goals and some efforts to reach it, no man can live. There's all the difference in the world between having something to say and having to say something. We always live at the time we live in, not at some other time. And only by extracting at each present time the full meaning of each present experience are we prepared for doing the same thing in the future. The educational process has no end beyond itself. It is its own end. Like the soil, mind is fertilized while it lies fallow until a new burst of bloom ensues. There is no such thing as educational value in the abstract. The notion that some subjects and methods and that acquaintance with certain facts and truths possess educational value in and of themselves is the reason why traditional education reduced the material of education so largely to a diet of pre-digested materials. Education is a social process. Education is growth. Education is not preparation for life, but is life itself. The good man is the man who, no matter how morally unworthy he has been, is moving to become better. If we teach today's students as we taught yesterday's, we rob them of tomorrow.